He's Hat-Trick's head coach, Billy McCreary. I'm Hat-Trick's broadcaster, Doug Lattuca. This is Catching Up with McCreary inside the Hat-Trick's Lounge here at the Danbury Ice Arena. Coach, how's it going?
Doing excellent. How are you?
I'm doing well. How's practice this week?
It's been a great week. Short week of practice, obviously with the 3-3. Took Monday off and had a light day Tuesday. So short week of practice, but it's been good.
How are the guys feeling? You played 3 in Watertown 2 weekends ago, 3 here at home last weekend on a lot of games. It's 11 over the next 4 weekends if you count last weekend.
Yeah, I mean they're grinding through it, but they're pros and they're used to it. So a little banged up, but we're starting to get some guys off the IR here. So should have Ratcliffe back this weekend, and starting to get some guys healthy again.
Yeah, you mentioned a couple guys coming back. Ratcliffe, one of them. Stoichevsky and Cunningham might be coming back this weekend from their upper body injuries, filling in some gaps that had been missing and some significant ones at that scoring-wise. Top 6 forwards are back in the lineup.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I thought the guys did a really good job of stepping in while those guys were out.
Mm-hmm.
But they've been grinding, waiting for their opportunity, and I think it'll come here this weekend.
Yeah, and last weekend, 2 wins against Elmira, Sunday against Binghamton, a bit of a different story. Overall takeaways from those 3 games, what did you like? What fell short?
Well, I thought we were playing some really good hockey.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're really buying into the brand of hockey that we want to play, and you can see it pretty consistently throughout the course of 60 minutes. You don't see a whole lot of lulls within our games, and that Binghamton game, I thought we took the play to them. It just it didn't happen for us, and sometimes that's going to happen throughout the course of a 60-minute game. So got to make some adjustments there and get back to work here this weekend against a good Port Huron team, because we expect 3 wins on the weekend.
You guys put up 10 goals on Saturday night. What is a game like that where almost every shot you put on goal finds its way in? Guy like Samuel Tetro picks up his first pro goal. Johnny Ruiz dominating. Everyone seemed to be on the score sheet. I believe it was just 4 skaters in your lineup did not record a point. What do those types of games do for your group, especially down this playoff push?
They're just energy games, and Johnny's obviously a leader of our offense. So to see him getting going there, it was fun to see, and he's been hot as of late. So continuing to roll with him, and then the guys just kind of following suit. Sammy Tetro's really been working hard on his game offensively, and he works so hard in practice, and you start to see some of the fruits of his labor in the games. And so for him to get that first one, it was a great moment for him, and again, just the energy in the building. It was fantastic. That's why we're here. We're not going to score 10 goals every night by any means, but we'll certainly enjoy the nights that you do.
Yeah, and the power play has picked it up as of late. Watertown really started it 2 weekends ago, and you carried it over into this weekend as well, continuing to fill up the back of the net. How helpful is it when you're scoring power play goals? You don't have to rely maybe 5-on-5. I know you scored a shorthanded goal on Sunday against Binghamton, but scoring on the power play, it seems like when a team gives you an opportunity, you really want to cash in more times than not.
Yeah, for sure. And, we don't get a lot of them, so you want to take care of the ones that you get. And, if they're timely goals, they're timely goals, but you certainly rely on your power play to give you 1 or 2 a game. And if they can certainly give you 2 a game, you're in a good spot. If you can get 2 power play goals, 2 even strength goals, you've got a really good chance to win the hockey game. So, it's been hot as of late, and, we need to make sure that we keep the hammer down there with the power play and keep our work ethic up.
Yeah, and for you guys, you've got Stoichevsky, Cunningham, Brown likely back from that suspension, the 1-game suspension, and then Ratcliffe. We take a step back to that Sunday game. You lose another 2 players, DiNicola and Pamelayan. What did you see in that end-of-game situation, and what led to them resulting in a suspension now for 1 game each?
Yeah, I think probably a little bit of frustration on our end, and Z had a bad angle, trying to take a body and didn't establish the right angle, and he's got to suffer the consequences for that. So it's a passionate game. It's played at a high rate of speed, and obviously you got to look back on it and adjust from it and learn from those mistakes, because we need everybody in the lineup. We need Yao in the lineup. We need ZP in the lineup. We need DiNicola in the lineup. And if you see numbers, you can't hit them. If you have a if you haven't established your angle to put body contact on somebody, we can't put ourselves down. And we need those guys, so we'll learn that lesson here down the stretch, and 15 games left to apply it.
And how does that affect the roster moving forward? You mentioned the 3 guys now out. Yao still serving the suspension he picked up earlier on last weekend. So you're without Yao, Pamelaine, and Dina Cola this weekend.
Yeah, and Brownie can't play Friday night either, so it's going to be a little bit of mishmash back there. You'll probably see McKittrick back on D. He's been back there a few times for us, and just a jack of all trades. So no Scully this weekend. He had to return home. So, a little bit of a different lineup here this weekend. So, just got to continue to apply the lessons that we've learned, in the past. And, we might be getting some skill back in our lineup, but we want to make sure that we play with that blue collar grittiness and continue to play the way that we've been playing here the last couple of weeks.
And what's the message to some of the bottom 6 guys who might get a greater opportunity with some other guys out of the lineup for injury or suspension, especially in these pressure-filled games, right? You're playing one of the Michigan teams, probably the one that you wouldn't want to see in terms of matchup in the division, and the one that you'd like to leapfrog and grab 3, 6, 9 points against. But these are big-time games. You want as many points as you can possibly get to get home ice advantage for the playoffs.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who you play. Our message is always just worry about us. It doesn't matter the opponent on the other side. And if we continue to play our game and we continue to get better and better, we'll take care of those points, right? And it's 9 huge points that are on the table. And you mentioned it. We don't get to play Motor City, but we're chasing them in the standings. So it is what it is. You can sit here and point fingers and blame the league or blame the schedule, but it is what it is, and we are where we are. So you just have to find ways to have success within it. So you got to take care of absolutely 9 points here this weekend and keep going from there.
We touched on him before. The captain, Johnny Ruiz, numbers are off the charts since the birth of his child, and even before that, this whole season, he has been the top point producer, top goal scorer for this Hat-Tricks team. I'm running out of ways to describe a Johnny Ruiz goal. If you had to put the headset on for a Ruiz goal, what would you say? Tough question, but
I've seen him score so many different types of goals. I've seen him score goals from behind the goal line. I've seen him score shorthanded goals. Obviously, power play goals, 5-on-5, backhand, forehand. Like he scores them any which way. So I think the only way to describe it is show up to Danbury Arena and keep your eyes on him, because anytime the puck's on his stick, it can go in the net. And I'm sure for you got to be ready to call his name at any point in time too. So, I'd love to hear a little like soccer twang to a Johnny Ruiz goal, like a long, drawn out. Little passion there at one point, but who knows?
Noted. Okay, we'll see. I'm sure he'll be filling up the back of the net this weekend against the Prowlers. I want to transition a little bit to the Knoll team. Just announced their Trashers Night on March 30th. The Fed team has done something similar like this during their Alumni Night, and this year Alumni Night is honoring the Danbury Titans. That's on March 9th. Both of those nights together bring back the tradition of Danbury hockey, bring back faces and names that the fans remember and know. What's so special about those types of nights, and why should somebody want to be here for both of them? Not just the Fed game on the 9th, but also the Knoll game on the 30th, when the Hat-Tricks on the Fed team do not play a game at all that night.
Yeah, I mean, listen, like we're very fortunate to be able to kind of continue the torch and carry the torch currently of Danbury hockey teams, and we don't take that lightly by any means. And obviously, Danbury hockey comes with a little bit of a lore, and that is because of the people that have come before us. So we want to honor them in every sense of the word, and the teams and the people and the individuals and the owners and the coaches and the players and everybody across the board that's been a part of it, front office members. It's going to be such a great night. So, we're really fortunate to be able to do that with the Trashers, and it's going to be an electric night here. And anytime that the Trashers are in the building, it's always exciting, right? So we're looking forward to being a part of it and continuing that tradition, and continuing to be the ones that carry the torch now, and playing a fast, proud, physical style of hockey.
Trashers will be in the building for both of those nights, March 9th and March 30th. There will be special jerseys on the 30th honoring the Trashers, rally towels for fans in attendance, and there'll also be a jersey auction that you can participate in. So we'd love to see you at both events. You can purchase tickets on danburyhattricks.com. Coach, I asked you about this question a while back, beginning of the year. Who stood out to you? Now that most of the fans know the names, they know the faces, they've interacted with the players, they know their type of style. Who's a player that has stood out to you from start to where we are now that has impressed you and really picked up their play?
I mean, I could go through all of them.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned Johnny Ruiz. His record numbers, and he's certainly really been hot as of late. Since the birth of his child, and so you can certainly start there.
Yeah.
But you can go up and down the lineup. You look at a guy like Daniel McCreary. He was trying to find his game in the beginning of the year, and he's just been exploding as of late. Jacob Ratcliffe, before he got hurt, was playing some electric hockey for us. Cunningham as a young kid is really pushing the pace as far as goal scoring. So, some forwards you can name, Jared Yao, LaBelle, on the power play as of late. Like, there's some guys that are really starting to fire and really starting to click. And again, I could go up and down the lineup of what these guys do for us as individuals and how they're starting to elevate their game. And they're starting to play the best hockey as of right now, and we just got to continue that trajectory and make sure that it's our best come playoff time.
Yeah, the roster has seemed pretty consistent as of late. You are juggling, of course, injury and suspensions at this point, so we've had a couple additions, couple subtractions. Now that the college season is starting to wind down, should we be expecting any big moves, or are you happy with the way the roster is shaping out right now?
Yeah, I mean, listen, we're always open to strengthening our roster and making sure we're getting better every day. But we really enjoy the group that we have here, and we enjoy them because they stick to the process. They love each other. They love being a part of Danbury hockey, and we enjoy the process with that group. So, I don't envision any crazy changes here. We'll continue to run with the torch and light it where we need to. And if we need to make some adjustments, we will. We'll have some college guys in this week, and that'll provide us a little bit of a spark here, add some depth to a roster that hasn't seen much depth here in the last few weeks. So, that'll be nice and give our guys a little bit more energy and kind of see where that takes us.
We look forward to this weekend. Port Huron team that you handled early on in the season back in December won the first game 4-0. Second one, bit of a shaky third period, gave up a multi-goal lead, but Jacob Ratcliffe, who is returning or is supposed to return this weekend, had the overtime winner in another thrilling game at the Danbury Ice Arena. What are you expecting against this Prowlers team, and how do you guys come away with 9 points this weekend? You play them Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's hard to play a team back-to-back and have success, but, you can't fall into the excuses. You just have to take it shift by shift, game by game. And I think that's been part of our success as of late. They've gotten better since we've seen them. They're a different hockey club. They've made they've picked up some players that have kind of bolstered their depth too. So, we got to respect that they're a different hockey team. They're coming in here to earn the same points that we're looking to earn. So it's going to be, more exciting, electric hockey at Danbury Arena. And, hopefully the goals are being scored on the good side. But, again, it's going to be fast, physical hockey.
2 third-place teams, Prowlers in the Continental, Hattricks in the Empire. Before we do our fill-in-the-blank, question about the playoffs specifically. Right now you're in the thick of things. You're in the push. You had Elmira on your tails a bit as they've started to pick up play. Watertown still fighting with them for the 4th spot in the division. But you guys are really hoping to get to that 2nd spot and just continue to play your type of hockey and gain some points. Now that these games really do matter, they're kind of under the microscope. You've got about 15, 20 games left. Is there any more pressure on these guys? Do you put any more pressure on them, or is it just let's go out, do what we've been doing all year, and let the style and let the play dictate, and it will pick up some points for us?
Well, I mean, like you use the word pressure, and I don't think pressure is forced upon anybody. I think pressure is earned.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're a third place team trying to win that second place opportunity in a playoff standing, you got to feel that pressure. So I think the guys have done a really good job of kind of learning how to adjust to the different pressures that the game provides us. You look at the start of the year, there's a ton of pressure to come out and be the best team in the league as the defending champions, and I think that was a learning process for us, that we were able to, get through and learn from and adjust to. And again, I think we've been playing our best hockey as of late. So if we kind of just learn to grow with this pressure and own the moments, understand the moments, play within the moments, be successful within those moments, start to build, and you start to get confident with that pressure that's around you. So, pressure's a privilege. We've earned that privilege, and certainly the pressure is going to continue to build. So it's all about how you manage it mentally and physically.
It seems like you guys did burn the ships, right? Exactly what you mentioned before the season. It took a couple weeks, I think, for the championship hangover to wear off, but it seems like it's full steam ahead, no real problems getting this team back into playoff shape. Last question before we do fill in the blank. I think I know the answer, but it's a non-divisional game this weekend, the 3 games against the Prowlers. It's not, it seems like as of late, it's been Empire, 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 huge games, huge points, and then you'll play with Villa coming up as well. So that's another non-divisional game. There's no difference with those games at all, right? Guys don't feel any different about them. You're just going to push forward and keep doing it?
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, again, continue.
You just don't see them as often,
correct.
Right?
I mean, when you see Binghamton and Elmira the amount of times, Watertown the amount of times you do, you expect what you're going to get. You know what you're going to get.
Mhm.
You know what to expect. So, sometimes with these teams coming in, there's a little bit more homework that needs to be done. Maybe a little bit more focus on video, just to remind guys, hey, here's their tendencies, because we haven't seen it in almost 3 months. So. Just those constant reminders, putting them in the back of your head, and then just allowing our guys to go out, play within our structure, play within their confidence levels, and go out and get the job done.
Fill in the blank time. Hat-tricks and Prowlers this weekend. You guys come away with 9 points, having a great weekend. Fans are feeling good. Danbury Ice Arena crowd goes home happy all 3 nights. If you...
I would say win the first 10 minutes of the first game and then continue that energy. And if we can build off that first 10-minute win, we're going to put ourselves in a good situation, period by period, game by game. Don't focus on the 9 points. Focus on, the first 5 minutes, the second 5 minutes, taking care of that 10-minute segment, and then repeating it in the back half of the period and doing it again for 2 more periods.
The players will certainly show up this weekend. We'd love to see you guys show up as well. Bring the energy. First 10 minutes is huge. We'd love to see you in your seats and cheering on the Hat-tricks on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 7:30 Friday, 7 o'clock on Saturday, and 3 o'clock on Sunday. Promotions all over the place. Check them out at danburyhattricks.com, and we will see you this weekend.